We all say we understand the value of time. We nod our heads when someone tells us time is precious. But if we truly understood it, would we still waste hours postponing important tasks or telling ourselves, "I'll start tomorrow"? Here is the uncomfortable truth. Time is the only thing in life that once lost can never be earned back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose a job and find another. But a single moment once gone is gone forever. And the saddest part, most of us don't realize this until it's too late. Today's story is about a father and his son, a father who watched his son waste day after day. Instead of giving another lecture, he handed him something unexpected. An old watch and a powerful question. A question so simple that no one in the market could answer it. But its meaning changed the boy's life forever. So stay with this story until the very end, because sometimes a single story heard at the right time can wake up something inside you. In a small town nestled between green fields and dusty roads, there lived a father and his son. The father was a hard-working man. He woke up before the sun, tended to his small shop, and came home tired but satisfied each evening. But his son was very different. The boy had no interest in work. He would wake up late, wander through the lanes with his friends. He would sit near tea stalls, watch others work, laugh with friends, and return home only when hunger called him. He always said there is still plenty of time, as if life would wait forever. At first, the father tried to advise him gently. Then he tried to warn him. Then he became silent. He understood something many parents learn with pain. Advice enters the ears, but wisdom enters only when the heart is ready. Days became weeks, and weeks became months. The father watched his son waste one morning after another. It troubled him deeply. He was not afraid that his son was poor. He was afraid that his son did not understand the value of what he was losing. One evening, as the sun faded and the warm light touched the walls of their house, the father stood before an old wooden cupboard. He opened it carefully and took out a watch wrapped in a soft cloth. It was old, but it still worked. Its hands moved steadily, quietly, faithfully. The next morning he called his son. The boy came lazily, rubbing his eyes. The father placed the watch in his hand and said, "Take this to the market. Ask people what price they would give for it. Go to many people, listen carefully, then come back and tell me." The boy looked surprised, but the task seemed easy enough. He slipped the watch into his pocket and walked toward the busy market road. The market was alive with noise. Vegetable sellers called out their prices. Shopkeepers arranged goods at their doors. Buses came and went, raising dust into the air. The boy took out the watch and showed it to different people. At the first shop, a cloth merchant looked at the watch, turned it over, and said, 500 rupees, not a rupee more. A little further, a grocery seller examined it and offered, maybe 800, it looks decent enough. Near the end of the lane, a man sitting behind a pile of steel utensils glanced at it and said, I would say 1,000, give or take. By afternoon, the boy returned home. The father asked, what did you learn? The boy replied, everyone said something different. One said 500, another said 1,000, another said 800. No one agreed, that was all. The boy expected an explanation, but none came. The next day, the father called him again and gave him the same watch. This time he said, go to the market and ask people not the price of the watch, but the price of the time inside it. The boy stared at his father. The price of the time? What kind of question is that? Just go, the father said calmly. Ask and return. So the boy went. At the first shop, he asked the question. The merchant burst out laughing. The price of time? What nonsense. Are you trying to be funny? At the next shop, a woman waved him away. Go home, boy. Stop wasting people's time with silly questions. One man shook his head and said, you cannot put a price on time. Now leave me alone. The boy felt heat rising to his face. His steps became slower. For the first time in many months, he felt the sting of shame. He had never thought deeply about time before. Now he was walking through the same market, hearing laughter, carrying a question he did not understand. Everywhere the boy went, the answer was the same: laughter, confusion, or dismissal. He felt embarrassed, he felt foolish, he was ready to give up and go home. But just before he turned back, he noticed a tiny shop tucked into the corner of the market. A watch repair shop, old and quiet, with hundreds of tiny clocks ticking on the walls. Behind the counter sat an old man with silver hair and kind eyes, carefully fixing a broken timepiece with steady hands. The boy stepped inside and asked his question one last time. "Can you tell me what is the price of the time inside this watch?" The old man stopped his work. He looked up slowly and studied the boy's face for a long moment, not with laughter but with understanding. Then he said, "The watch can have a price. One person may say 500, another may say 1,000. But the time inside it, that has no price. Son, you have asked the most important question anyone can ask. And the answer is this: there is no price for time. Not in rupees, not in gold, not in all the wealth of the world. You see, you can buy a watch, but you cannot buy the time it shows. If a rich man loses money, he can earn it again. If a farmer loses crops, he may grow them again. If a shop burns down, it may be rebuilt. But tell me, if 1 hour of your life passes, can anyone buy it back?" The boy shook his head slowly. "Not even 1 second," the old man said. "That is why time is the greatest treasure. It is free, yet it is priceless." The shop was quiet except for the soft ticking of many clocks. "Time has one bad thing and one good thing," the old man continued. "The bad thing is that it never stops. It keeps moving whether you are ready or not. It does not wait for anyone. The good thing is that you still choose what to do with it. Every person, rich or poor, young or old, receives the same amount of it each day, 24 hours, no more, no less. The difference between a person who succeeds and a person who fails is not talent or luck. It is how they choose to spend those hours. One uses time to build a future, while another throws it away." Each word fell into the boy's heart like rain on dry soil. The boy stood still. Something deep inside him stirred, something that no scolding or lecture had ever reached. The old man's words did not just enter his ears, they entered his heart. His eyes lowered. "I understand now," he whispered. The old man handed the watch back to him and said, "Then do not just understand, change." The boy rushed home. He told his father everything the old man had said, word for word, with a fire in his eyes. A fire that the father had never seen before. When the boy finished, the father placed his hand gently on his shoulder. No long speech was needed. The lesson had reached where words alone could not go. From that day, the boy began to change. He woke earlier. He helped at home. He learned to work with care. He spent less time roaming and more time doing something useful. At first, the change was small, but day by day it became stronger. He discovered that disciplined hours gave peace and honest effort gave pride. Slowly, his life began to take shape. The town remained the same. The lanes were still narrow. The market was still noisy. The clocks still moved at the same speed. But inside the boy, something had changed forever. He had learned that life does not become meaningful by chance. It becomes meaningful when we respect the hours we are given. Many people live exactly like that boy. They keep saying, "I'll start tomorrow, I'm still young," or "there's plenty of time." But slowly, those delays become habits, and those habits shape a weak and directionless life. The danger is not always visible at first. That is why it is so dangerous. Lost time rarely shouts. It disappears quietly. This story carries a truth that most of us already know, but rarely live by. We all have the same 24 hours. No one gets more, no one gets less. Yet some people build extraordinary lives, while others wonder where their years went. The difference is never about having more time. It is always about respecting the time we already have. Think about your own life for a moment. How many hours this week did you spend on things that added nothing to your growth, your peace, or your future? How many times did you say, "I'll do it later," only to let another day slip away quietly? The father in the story understood something deeply beautiful. He could not force wisdom into his son's heart through lectures or warnings. Instead, he gave him an experience. He let the boy walk through the market, face the laughter, feel the confusion, and arrive at the answer on his own. And that is exactly how real change happens. Not through someone else's words, but through our own realization. So here is what you can take from this story today. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop telling yourself there is still plenty of time. Start now. Start small. Wake up a little earlier. Spend one less hour on distractions. Pick up that book. Start that project. Have that conversation you have been avoiding, because every single hour you invest in yourself today is building the person you will become tomorrow. Remember, you can replace almost everything in life, but you can never replace a single moment that has already passed. Respect your time. It is the most valuable thing you will ever own. Now, I want to hear from you. What is one thing you have been putting off that you will start today? Write it in the comments below and make a promise to yourself right now. If this story touched your heart and made you think differently about your time, please like and share this video so it can reach someone who needs to hear it today. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that could change your life. I'll be back again with another powerful story. Until then, be patient, stay grateful, and remember, your time is your life. Spend it wisely.